y'all in it for a treat today. Yep.
Cheers.
Good Saturday morning, guys. Welcome to Exit Strategies. I am your host, Corwin J. Millett, broken owner of Exit Realty Low Country Group in beautiful North Charleston, South Carolina, guys. If this is your first time listening to the show, you are most certainly in for a treat. Our mission here at Exit Strategy is very simple, very simple. That is to empower our community, the African American community, through financial literacy and real estate education, guys. We are legacy building. That's what we do around here, guys. That's what we do. So look here, y'all know where you can find us. Hopefully, you guys are watching us on our Facebook page, Exit Strategies Radio Show. Guys, you can find us there. Our content, we record when we're in studio. A lot of conversation goes on behind the scenes. Tune in to get that little bit of that little bit of extra that we share. Sometimes we don't have enough time to get that content on there too. So please make sure you guys watch us there, check us out. Follow us, share. YouTube, you can find us Exit Strategy Radio on YouTube. Please like our content. Please listen to our content. But most importantly, please share. Sometimes these words of wisdom, sometimes these nuggets, as my brother from another mother, the infamous Rob Wilson Jr. would say, these nuggets are not just for you, they're for somebody else, guys. So look here. Y'all know my old thing, every now and again they set me loose in the booth all by myself. But today they didn't do it. They didn't do it. They knew better than to let me loose in the booth. They had to make sure that I had some balance in here today. So look here, that's what we did. We went out, we pulled in one of our best lending partners and said, hey, look, we know what you love to do. So let's talk about it on air. Let's help our listeners. Let's help the people that they know and empower them so that they can make their dreams into reality, so they can change the situation from what it was to what it can be, or better yet, what it should be. Let's take these steps and make those things happen. So I have in-house with me, y'all slow down. If y'all out there on the highway, I don't want y'all to get too excited because I like to bring money into the studio. So I got some money in here today. And that right there is Miss Tamara Vandiver with Movement Mortgage. How you doing this morning?
I'm very well, thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for coming on air with us. So, Tamara, look, we've been working together for a while, and I know that you have, first of all, your company is phenomenal. I want you to share some on that. But I want to know also along those lines where your passion is, because I work with you, I see it, I believe I recognize it, and I want our listeners to know what type of passion that you have, what kind of energy you bring into what you do, but most importantly, how you're helping consumers out there with their real estate needs.
That's a whole bunch of stuff
that's a
to
lot
discuss.
of stuff.
Yes. I definitely have a heart for helping people. I'm a retired veteran. I did air medical evacuation for 22 years, so I've always had the heart, like I said, to try to help. And before it was through medicine and trying to make people well, and now it is through trying to help people get into a home, especially for veterans, when that is the American dream. Sometimes that is what helps people that have PTSD get through, because their capability of trying to get into a home, something that is there, something that's tangible, something that they fought overseas for, to have something like that of their own and to be able to move their families into and have balance and have something like that that is so huge that a lot of us take for granted. So I do all kinds of loans, pretty much everything under the sun, but the VA, as a veteran, and my dad and both my grandfathers were veterans, that's always been huge for me.
So I don't think you've met them yet, but I have some clients that are vets. Obviously, excuse me, a fair amount of them, and oftentimes there are services and opportunities that are missed out. But before I go too far, you're with Movement Mortgage, so if you don't mind, give our listeners kind of a background snapshot, if you will, of Movement Mortgage. What are you guys about? What are you guys doing in our communities?
Oh my goodness, the community's huge. But as far as from the lending side, Movement Mortgage, the main reason I even went to Movement Mortgage was because of their culture. And the name itself, Movement, came from trying to have a movement of change in our industry because things were going so awry, and they tried to make sure that everything was being handled in a very upstanding way and in a different way with the client in mind and being client-centric. We are fabulous at being able to take care of things in advance. What we do is after I get all the paperwork, I send it directly to the underwriter. So we have everything underwritten before they even go out starting to look for a house, which makes them have more power when they're putting in an offer to be able to, especially in a multiple offer situation. We're going to have the best possible thing outside of a cash deal when you have an underwritten approval in your hand and you're going to win out over somebody else that doesn't have that. So we try to set them up for success in the biggest way possible with that fully underwritten approval when they set out the door. And that's the other reason that I went, is because I ran into so many times when we had everything going, we were under contract, a week before closing is when generally most lenders look at a loan and they're like, oh shoot, this just happened. And I'm like, who wants an uh-oh 1 week before closing? So we try to take care of that in advance, and if there's any issues that need to be taken care of, we get it done before you start looking.
So I'm gonna make you laugh, because while you were talking initially and giving your background and experience, how you were medevac, you were medevac nurse, and in our conversation, coming into the studio, we're talking about how you went and saved a deal, and it dawned on me, you actually still are you a deal vac. you actually go and save people's deals at times where other lenders have failed, can't get things done. You swoop in there and you rescue them from that So that is huge. That's huge, because obviously most times people, when they get to the it's like and it's done, but you are the fixer.
I am. I would say probably I'm at a 98% conversion on uh-ohs. And like Corwin was saying, when we were walking into the studio, I was coming from fixing a large bank's and they flat out denied it just a couple weeks before closing, and we're going to be able to do it and close on Tuesday. So that was very good Friday news.
Yes, that is amazing news. That is what it is. Now look, you actually have a nickname.
Yes.
So look, I won't steal your thunder. What is your nickname?
My nickname is the Mortgage MacGyver.
Okay, so see that go. So enlighten me on that. The Mortgage MacGyver. So enlighten me on that.
Well, I try to always have a fix for things. So I used to get teased that I had the MacGyver purse because I had anything in there. I probably could go on the Let's Make a Deal and I would have whatever they wanted in my purse. But I always had the capability of fixing or having something, my little Leatherman tool or, whatever was needed. So I kind of had the MacGyver nickname early on. And then when I got into this industry and I was fixing uh-ohs and repairing other people's issues and helping people get on the right path to home ownership with appropriate counseling and truly trying to be an advisor, then I kind of Tetrised my way in and MacGyvered it till I could get a yes. I don't like just doing, I would prefer to do all easy deals, but that's not the nature of our business. But I don't take it just because it's not easy and it doesn't have a bow on top, and I don't just push it aside and push people aside because I'm going to actually have to work, or maybe think outside the box. I'm going to do what I can to give a person a yes. As a matter of fact, this rescue deal is, we might actually be losing money on it. It's not very much. It's below $100,000, but I didn't turn it away because I'm not going to get a big paycheck out of it, because people still need to be helped.
Yes.
They still need to get into a home. And in this particular situation, he's trying to help his daughter get into a place because she's in a very, very unsafe environment right now. How do you walk away from that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I treat them, regardless of the price of the house, whether it's a $1.5 million VA high balance loan or, something below 100,000, they're going to get the same full 100% treatment, and I'm going to MacGyver whatever I can.
I love it. I love it. That's something that's to me is very something that's sensitive to me in this industry. I remember, early on in my career, that, people, there were some agents, and there's still a lot of agents that do this, and people that do this within our industry. I know lenders that do this. If it's below a certain dollar amount, they don't want to touch it, whatever it is. They'll make the comment, there's no money in it, blah, 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 I can't make any money, and they don't want to help people. And my lenders and you guys, that are listening to me now, I need you to understand this. The reason why Tamara's a partner with me is because of that. Is because it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, we all deserve fair treatment. Equal is however you look at it, but we deserve, that treatment. And no matter what the dollar amount. And I recently was talking to someone, and like you said, for this individual, how can you say no? But sometimes we as people in the industry are saying no to people that are looking to buy a house because they're trying to get themselves out of a unsafe situation. We had recently had someone in our office that's trying to buy a home, and they're trying to get themselves out of a battered situation. They have a tough situation at home, and they're trying to ease themselves out of it. And how can you say no to that? You're touched by it, and you want to make a commitment to help people get these things done. But on the other side, and also recently, and I'll say this briefly, but I had someone who was looking for a place to move their beginning of a business. They had started in one place and moved to another location, and it was a place outside of where I normally serve, and they needed to do this quickly. Hey, look, I'm not going to be, I got a partner that can help you get it done. And I had to send it to someone because their hopes and dreams and their future rides on this. So with that being said, us as professionals within this industry, we have to take this serious, and we have to have a commitment to helping people. And that's why I love you. That's why I like you. So with that being said, before, we're coming up on the first break, but where can folks reach you at?
I am at 843-412-2577, and that's my cell phone because I want to make sure people can reach me no matter what. I don't like to do it's 5 o'clock, we're done.
Well, look here, y'all got that phone number, guys. Hopefully you wrote it down. Guys, we're coming up on the first break. You're listening to Exit Strategies. We'll be right back. He's going to play it in the background. You're fine. So, Mortgage MacGyver. Y'all got that because we still recording. So Mortgage MacGyver, and I like that because that's really what you are. You're a fixer. Mm-hmm. So, and guys, as you guys are looking at, making, taking these steps towards home ownership, it's important that you work with people, or that you seek out to work with people who are fixers, who know how to help you get through things that you might not otherwise. If it's a vanilla loan, excuse the reference, but if that's what it is, that's what it is. It's easy peasy. Let's go get it done.
Yeah, anybody can do that.
But if it's dirty a little bit, then let's figure out how we can clean it up and make it presentable so we can get it done. And guys, that's sometimes what we need when your credit isn't necessarily where it needs to be. If you got another situation, how we ever got to figure this thing here out, that's what we want to make sure that we're working on getting done. That's the reason why you guys have to make sure you are working with people who understand your situation and can assist you therein. That's very important. Very important. So what else you want to add to that?
Oh goodness. Well, I don't think it's this is falling off. I don't think it's just about fixing. It's trying to set people up, like I said earlier, for success, and trying to make sure that they're the right environment, that they have the right loan for them. It's about listening to what their goals are, how long they're going to be in a house, and not just trying to stick them in the circle because they happen to be in this. You can't push a round ball into a square hole. And so we need to make sure we're looking at everybody's individual issues, like I said, their goals, their dreams, how long they're going to be in a house, and give them options if there are options to give, so that they can make the best choice for them, and not for how much money I can make or how much somebody else is going to make off of it. I get chastised a lot by other lenders because they're like, "Why did you do that? Because if you did this, you could have made more money." And it infuriates me because that's not what it's about. I'm like, if you're in this industry for that and not to help the person do the best possible thing for them, you really need to not be in this industry. It's wrong on so many levels, because we are here as advisors to them to help them do the best possible thing, best financial possible thing based on their budget, not because the paper says that they can afford a better house. Because who wants to be a prisoner in your house? Never be able to go out and do celebrate life outside of your home if you can't afford to do anything.
That is a profound statement. The reality is when someone, and I when I hear that, well, if you'd have done this, you could have made more money. Yeah, but I got the deal done, and I'm able to move on to the next one and help the next person. And that, in my opinion, is more important, because you make up, if it's about that, if it's ever about money, then you make up for it in the overall volume or the number or the quantity, not necessarily in that particular deal. That is what's different. That's what oftentimes in our profession, what we miss. Sometimes we're focused on that one piece when we shouldn't be. And we are back, guys. Second session of Exit Strategies Radio. I'm your host, Colin J. Millette, broken owner, Exit Realty, Low Country Group in beautiful North Charleston. Look here, I'm trying out a new hashtag, guys. I need y'all to help me with this. I need y'all to hashtag the real estate preacher. We working on something here. I need y'all fellowship on that. Most importantly, I need your prayers. So look here, our mission, here, this show is very simple. That's to empower our community, the African American community, through financial literacy and real estate education, guys. We're legacy building over here. I'm gonna break something down for y'all in a little bit. So y'all wait till we get to this final leg on this show, because I'm gonna share something with y'all that I just recently did, and I'm very, very, very excited about it. But look here, they ain't turned me loose in here by myself today. I got some company, and I got some good company. I got some good family up in here. I got Tamara Vandiver at the Mortgage MacGyver. I love it. We're moving mortgage. How are you this morning?
I'm great. How about you?
I am amazing. So for you guys who are, just with us, quote unquote, behind the scenes, you're watching us and you're getting this additional content. Just the conversation that we just had off air is the reason why, we do what we do, and that is to make sure that we're helping people. Don't get me wrong. It's not that we don't have to make a living, but at the same time, we're intent on helping people. So if it's intent on providing service, funny enough, I was just having this conversation, technically a little early. I was just having this conversation with a young man, and he said to me, well, what is it that you like most about what you do, about being a realtor? And I explained to him, well, one, I just said, I love people. I love, the different people I get to work with, and just watching how they go through their process. And we kind of we went a little bit further into that. And at some point his dad jumped in, because his dad is one of my agents, and his dad jumps in and says, something to me about, what you're doing and what you're trying to do. He said, well, you're trying to do it with your agent. I said, well, yeah, it's multifold, because what's going on is, the reality is, we were all put here to be of service. Mm-hmm. And my service, and to an extent, I believe my ministry, my call is in this industry. And it's to help people. It's to help everyone, I think, buyers and sellers, and, landlords and tenants. It's to help, commercial developers and residential developers. It's to help lenders. It's to help agents, or whoever it is, to get to a fundamental understanding that we are here to help people. And as long as we are figuring out a way to do that, sure, some money has to be made. But as long as we're figuring out how to do that, we will continue. We'll continue. So I really appreciate that conversation that we just had behind the scenes, which is your commitment to help people. So I know that you sacrifice a lot of your time on weekends and other days to do bills and work with some organization. And I won't steal the thunder, but tell me a little bit more. Tell our listeners a little bit more about what you do, hands-on, the Mortgage MacGyver, in our community.
Are you speaking about my sponsorship for a nonprofit, maybe?
Uh-huh.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I am a large sponsor for the Tri-County Veteran Support Network, which is very near and dear to my heart. They're an amazing organization that gives back all the time. I kind of like to describe it as they are the hub of a wheel with multiple spokes. They have the capability of getting veterans in touch with benefits, to help them with PTSD, to do job training, because when you're overseas and your job description is to blow stuff up, you don't necessarily have that capability of coming back here to do that. So we help with the job training. We help with financial discussions. There's even a side track for that does Patriot Housing Project, that does punch list items for real estate.
Mm-hmm.
So like if the listing needs to take care of a couple things so that the buyer can go, the veterans can come in and take care of that punch list item so that we can get it done and get the deal closed. And we've also been able to serve veterans in that manner. There's all different kinds of ways, but the other part is their affordable housing project that they have. And we've been rehabbing a quadruplex unit right now. Unfortunately, the name is escaping me, but it was named after a veteran who was a medic, and he sacrificed himself and dove on top of a grenade in order to save several of the people in his unit. He did live through that, and unfortunately, he had issues dealing with different missing pieces and just the trauma of everything that he witnessed over there. Became addicted to drugs and became homeless, and unfortunately he died homeless. But his son has kind of taken up the cause, so it was named after who we are working with right now, and so that quadruplex is named after his father, and they are making sure we're taking homeless vets and we're putting them into the homes. So I think they went in, the first two went in, I think last weekend, or maybe they're scheduled for this weekend for Easter, and it's been amazing. So I've been out there personally working. They need help. We're not working this weekend for Easter, but anytime anybody can give an hour or two, they usually work from 9 to 2 on Saturdays and sometimes during the week, painting and knocking out walls and just doing any kind of thing that you have, whether you're trained or not. They're taking any kind of help. And trying to get people in, and we're really looking forward to some other projects that I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about yet. So that's a little teaser to maybe pay attention to the Facebook page. But we do have a fundraiser coming up as well, and it is, I pulled it up. So we are doing the Memorial Day Charleston Field of Honor. It's from 10 to 4 p.m. And it is, you dedicate a flag to somebody that has fallen, and they will be across Marion Square. And the date is Monday, May 27th, so for Memorial Day.
That is huge. Guys, that's why. So when you guys got a mortgage need, look, when you have a need for a mortgage, Tamara Vandiver, the Mortgage MacGyver. That's who you guys need to call. Tamara, what's your number again?
My number is 843-412-2577.
Now, you got a website too, right?
Yes. Oh, goodness. It is, I don't know. I have to look at what it is.
No worries. Look here. See, that means you guys need to call, text Tamara, and tell her that, hey, you need her help. You need to fix her. You need a fix. Something's going on, maybe, hopefully not. Now, I know that you guys, your mortgage programs, let's say entry-level credit score. What does somebody need to have to qualify with you guys?
We need the minimum of a 580 on our FHA and VA products, but prefer the 620 or above 640 in order to get them better. And of course, 740 and above is the most desirable as far as the better interest rates are concerned. But we'll help people down to a 580 and closed the loan not too long ago at a 581.
See,
so
there you go.
Got it in, and it's not just for fixing. I'm going to help you do whatever you can, whether you need fixing or not.
So, guys, look, we just got a signal for the next break. Guys, you're listening to Exit Strategies. Hold on, we'll be right back. So let's talk briefly about these loan programs. So 580 credit score gets us into an FHA mortgage. So for our listeners, and they ain't got to take it from me, but for our listeners, what is an FHA loan? How much down? All that kind of stuff.
FHA loan is a government loan, and that is a minimum of 3.5% down. They ask, and that's your skin in the game, as they say. So we do the 3.5% down. It can be a gift, so you can have that from a family member. It cannot be cousins, though. It has to be
Keep your family close.
a little closer than cousins. So be nice to your aunts and uncles. And then, so that is the FHA. The VA is 100% financing, so there's no money down there, which is one of the things that we fought for, to be able to have that benefit. Those are the two. I forgot what else you asked.
Just those programs. So no money down on VA, 3% minimum. So that's kind of your entry level product, if you will. So for you guys that, obviously you're shooting for the stars on your credit score, wonderful, and let's keep working towards that. But the old adage, what is it? Aim for the moon and you land among the stars. So if you're shooting for the moon or the sun, and you just don't happen to be right where you otherwise think you should be, or otherwise, then guys, we can always look at, there we go. We can always look at, they ain't gonna get it. We can always look at, what we can do to, get you qualified based on where you are. So don't let that be a hindrance. Let the professionals don't assume. I've talked to a lot of people over the years who have, made an assumption as to where their score is, what they got going on, and in turn, their situation is actually a lot better than what they may have thought or otherwise perceived. So for what it's worth, don't get bent out of shape about it. Let's talk about it. Let's make a call. Let's give her a call. And then once you give her a call and figure out where you are, then if that's not where you need to be, then let's work on getting you positioned and assisted to get you over to where you really should be. Does that make sense? So y'all follow me, y'all follow us, and let's make this thing here happen.
Is that good?
So we're over here playing around with the mic, moving everything around, and we about to get this last leg in right now. So we appreciate you guys always for being a part, for being supporters of Exit Strategies. See, we having some mic difficulties over here, for real. There we go.
I'm about ready to reach into my MacGyver purse and fix it.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I'm gonna scoot this back and see.
Uh-oh. And we are back, guys. Final segment, Exit Strategies Radio. I'm your host, Colin J. Millette. Hashtag the real estate preacher. Let's make that happen. Let's do it. Let's talk about it like it is, because it will be. That's what it's supposed to be. Broken owner of Exit Realty Low Country Group in beautiful North Charleston. Hey, look, we've had a phenomenal show. Got Tamara, Vandiver, the mortgage, MacGyver here in the studio with us. Tamara, thank you so much for being on with us today.
You are most welcome.
So look here, we didn't get it before, that website. What's your website?
I got my business card. I dropped it.
So look here, so we're going to give you guys the website, give you the phone number again so you guys can get in contact with Tamara.
It is movement.com/Tamara, Tamara, Vandiver, Vandiver. It's actually pronounced Vandiver, but that is okay. It's Vandiver for spelling, and it rhymes with MacGyver, so I'm good.
Look here, no worries. My apologies. So look here, your phone number one more time. I'm sorry for the listeners, where people can reach you.
Absolutely. My cell phone is 843-412-2577.
So guys, look here, on this show, we talk about legacy. I talk about legacy all the time. And look, it finally just got to me to a point that, like, look, we're going to take this thing to another level, and I'm going to share this journey with you guys on air as much as possible. This past weekend, I sat down with my family. I brought my son in, my son's in, my daughter's in. I brought my mom, husband, I brought everybody in. And with that, we sat down and we started having a conversation about where we are and where we're trying to go as a family, what we're trying to have, the legacy that we have an opportunity to create, and how we're going to start to implement those things. It is easy for us to get around the table on Sunday and just talk about what's going on at work and what's going on this place or what's going on that place, the nonsense that we see go around us in the world, in the streets, what's going on in Washington, what's going on in Columbia, what's going on at your town hall. It's easy to have those things and give complaint and give issue. But when you change your mindset, you will change your destination. Okay? See, success really is not a destination, it's a mindset. It's a mindset. So you got to get your mindset set on success so your destination will be different. So I challenge you guys to do what I just did. I want you to pull your family together. And if you don't know how to have the conversation, I want you to call your boy. I'm going to come out and we're going to moderate a conversation at your house, at your place. And we're going to make some things happen within your family to change your destination. See, the Bible talks and teaches us about a legacy. It talks about the inheritance for the children and the children's children and so forth and so on. You guys are in this place now where you can make those things happen. However, you're also in this place now where you can throw that all away. So I challenge you. I challenge you in your thought process and your mentality and your actions to do different. See, my partner last week was on air with me, FA. He talked about, you shouldn't be, driving a Range Rover and rent. You shouldn't be driving a Lexus and leasing. Those things don't go together per se in most instances. Granted, there's always some exceptions, quote unquote, to the rule. But if you want to, in this market, you want to own a home, you want to own a business, you want to change and give your children the opportunity going forward to have something different, you have to step out there on it and make those things happen. The word tells you, talk to that mountain and that mountain will move. Speak those things as if they are. That is what I challenge you guys to do. You've been listening to the Real Estate Preacher, Colin J. Millette. We will see y'all next week. We love you. Happy Easter. Did I fit, Joe? All right, my man. Thank you. So look here, that's all new material. Y'all never heard none of that before in your life. I ain't never said it before. It's all new. Tamara, thank you so much for being on air with me this week.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And we're going to have you back real soon because we're going to nail down and buckle down. Because, see, we have a program that we do for them heroes, for our community heroes, those school teachers and all them people, kind of put those things together. And we are going to do another show. We're going to talk about that. We're going to drill down into it, how we can help you guys who are looking at home ownership, refinance, and all those things, how we're going to give you opportunities, and most importantly, the information you need to make accurate decisions that's going to benefit you, not just today, but going forward. That is our commitment to you, our listeners.
So just to go along with some of the stuff you just said before we went off the radio, with everything more on the spiritual side. My other little nickname is the servant leader lender.
I love it.
And the other reason that I came to Movement is because of the priorities that are listed. The priority number 1 in our culture series of 8 is God, family, business, or community, and then business. And it has the Bible verse on here. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself, from Matthew 22:37-38. And that is a picture taken from my corporate office, and we have that in all of our things, and that's just one of 8. But that's what is important, and that's what we try to make sure that's part of our culture and how we treat people like people.
You guys heard it here. Most importantly, we want it to be instilled in you. We're here to make a difference, and we're here to help you however we can. Closed mouth don't get fed. So y'all make it a phenomenal week, and we'll see y'all next time.